What's up? Welcome, NXT review. A lot to talk about tonight when it comes to NXT and some very interesting information which I've read yesterday. I guess this may and may not be true, and I'll get to it soon enough. But there's a lot to talk about NXT tonight on this show, especially with the women's tag titles being on the line. The winners of the Dusty Classic, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax tonight. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but there's a lot to talk about. With Vic Joseph, Beth Phoenix, and Wade Barrett on commentary, or I think Wade Barrett's a disembodied or wherever he is hiding in someone's basement. He was in Dexter Loomis's basement or dungeon or wherever he was last week. I don't know, but we do kick off the show with Lorcan and Birch versus Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher as Tommaso Ciampa was headed to the ring. Though he did see Timothy Thatcher. I guess he was talking to one of the Imperium members. I think it was Marcel Bartel, which I know it's a lot of history behind now. I'm going to get to that in a second. But yes, Ciampa and Thatcher went against the tag champs. Good match, I should say. Basically until the ending, when all the Imperium members came out, and next thing you know, Thatcher just froze in place and didn't know what to do. Basically, he's distracted. Lorcan and Birch and them knocking Ciampa off the apron, and they had their finisher for the win, beating Thatcher and Ciampa, which I guess Thatcher was part of him. Well, he wasn't part of Imperium, but he did use the run with Walter back then called Ring Cramp and whatnot. So it's almost similar to that name, and there's you can look it up. There's videos and pictures of it too, so I can see what the history they're going with this. But it's probably going to be Imperium versus Ciampa and Thatcher, which I didn't know they were going to be keeping Thatcher and Ciampa as a team still after the whole Dusty Classic thing. I think it was just going to be because of that, but I guess they're going to keep these two together for a minute till further notice, okay? But yeah, Lorcan and Birch get the win, which I feel like we haven't seen him on TV for some reason. Even though we have, I just feel like I haven't seen him wrestle in a while other than just kind of show up here and there with Pete Dunne half the time. But after that, Roderick Strong came out pissed off. He wanted Adam Cole out here right now, and anything about Undisputed Era meant anything to you, you would come out right now. But Adam Cole did not come out. Finn Balor came out. He says Cole isn't coming out, but I am. And Strong said, listen, you basically Balor, you ruined Undisputed Era, and that the issues we're having going on is your fault. Balor saying, the reason that your little brotherhood fell apart is because of the NXT title, okay? And Balor, you say he knows how to get Cole to show up. He basically told Adam Cole next week, NXT title on the line. Cole versus Balor, which that ended up being official anyways. And Balor basically told Strong, you're always going to be a follower, not a leader. And you need to be more greedy. Next thing you know, Strong ended up jumping Balor. Both attacked each other as security and referees came out and broke it up then. So yeah, we got a title match next week. We then went to therapy session, or theraping, as Johnny Gargano called it, with The Way. As Theory talked about, probably we're going to go to Chuck E. Cheese, but they were there for therapy, and they had, I guess they had a doctor or a therapist there, and basically, in the art world, drawing about being the future Mrs. Loomis, or Indie Wrestling Lewis or something, as Gargano said that Gargano said Loomis needs to be in jail. I gave you all these names. You're part of my family and everything. And, let's talk about Dexter Loomis. And they tried to calm Gargano down, but the therapist ended up kicking Johnny Gargano out of the room then. So he was gone. So multiple segments we're going to get from tonight with The Way and their therapy session, which I'm very up and down on this whole segments of what they are doing. And trust me, I know a lot of people that are really getting sick of this Gargano Way stuff. Next, Big Money Grimes himself. Big Money Grimes. Goofball Grimes, I like to call him. Sitting there talking to one of the production guys until Rigo showed up saying, listen, you punched a staff member last week, and that's a lawsuit. Grimes said, hey, man, I can pay that off, but Rigo said, no, I got this. I can pay it off. But tonight, you are in a match, and you will be going against Bronson Reed. As Grimes said, I guess, everybody has a price. And he says, that damn Ted DiBiase, I'm tired of that Ted DiBiase. I'm tired of him. Goofball Grimes. But next, Aaliyah went against Ember Moon. Of course, Robert Stone's still scared of that tank I see. Match was okay. I know a lot of people say Aaliyah just has bad matches. I thought this one was somewhat okay with Ember Moon. Ember Moon got the win with the Eclipse, so they're still keeping the whole Moon and Shotzi team still going together and whatnot. So that's not bad. Um, Thatcher and Ciampa were being interviewed as Ciampa basically said that this whole Imperium thing is in the past and it should be buried at this point. We got a promo for Io Shirai and Toni Storm next week for the NXT Women's Championship. Not bad. Good video package. Tag belts on the line. Baszler and Jax versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. This actually wasn't bad until the ref bump finish, and both Gonzalez and Nia go over the announce table. Baszler puts back in the carefully clutch as the referee is down. But then next thing you know, from Monday Night Raw, Adam Pearce shows up, takes another referee, puts him in there, and then calls for the bell for tapping out. But Dakota Kai was never the legal woman in the ring. So obviously this is going to go somewhere, and I think we'll find out by next week. But yeah, didn't really expect that to happen. I'm sure people wanted them to pull the trigger already. Maybe they want to wait till the next pay-per-view, probably Fastlane, or even TakeOver itself for those women's tag titles and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. Which, like I said, this was a screwy finish. Didn't even expect Adam Pearce to come out from Raw. So don't know where that's going. We then went back to therapy session, which Theory said that Loomis and he thinks that Loomis needs friends. And he always said, I could be his friend with benefits. Yeah, she is down to fuck. So very good. But Candace basically talking about how bad Dexter Loomis is. Come on, look what he's done. Look what he's done to Roderick Strong and Cameron Grimes and whatnot. And Theory says, Loomis is weird sometimes. You just need to get him. And Indy talked about, she wanted to get weird with Loomis. So next thing you know, I guess the therapist there started talking about cancer rate for texting Gargano, which was waiting outside the door, say, you guys want some Uber Eats? And basically she kicked everybody out the room except for Austin Theory, which she still wanted to talk to. Swerve cut a promo talking about how he's had all opportunities and that Leon Ruff is taken away from him. He says he's a savage individual and he's different. He just doesn't care anymore. Okay, promo. Eli Drake, or LA Knight, I guess they're calling him now, came out to cut a promo. Hey, let me talk to you. Basically, the fuck was that? Like a doorbell? As I was saying, man, I had like a doorbell right there. My doorbell rang. So, wow, I'm like, who is trying to come to this house this late at night, huh? It's kind of strange. But yeah, Eli Drake. Yeah, let me talk to you. Basically talked about, how a lot of people want to come out and talk about their childhood dreams, but, it's not. This is business. And he's here to, whoop some ass and everything, being this company, comparing himself to Tom Brady. And that, this NXT is going to belong to him as he enters. Not going to be just about, kicks, flips, and dives, that he's the last of a dying breed. And that's not going to be flash and whatnot. We're not going to do anything fancy and everything. So, he says he's one of the GOATs around here. And that is not insult. That is just a fact of life, all right? Yeah. He didn't even say dummy in this promo. But mostly everything Eli Drake says, just most of his catchphrases and promos I've probably heard many times before from Eli Drake, okay? Except for the dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Yeah. Dummy. Dummy. I know some people compare him to The Rock. I like Eli Drake. I just don't know where this is going to go in NXT. Hopefully it's good. I don't like the LA Knight name, no. But the promo wasn't bad. It's just any Eli Drake promo I've really ever heard before. Let me talk to you. That is not an insult. That is just a fact of life. So, I wish I still had that dummy button around he had made. It was like an app, but I think he deleted it due to him going to WWE. It's a pretty funny app, though, to mess with. Like, it just has, like, his catchphrases on there and just, call people dummy and what and stuff. So, it's pretty good. But then we got Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes in. Okay match with, once again, Eli Drake showing up and holding Cameron's head is basically trying to distract Reed. And next thing you know, Grimes got the cave in for the win. So he may be a goofball and everything, but somehow they keep protecting this cave in stomp with some type of screwy finish going on and keep him getting wins. So they are Really still behind Cameron Grimes, folks. To the moon. His entrance even looked like JBL's money entrance, too. So he's going to the moon, baby. To the moon. We had one more therapy session with Austin Theory about what really happened with Dexter Lumis, and I guess they were in a small room and whatnot. And he ate cereal and watched cartoons with him. But the therapist talked to Dexter Lumis and said he couldn't even stop talking. That he was glad he got rid of Austin Theory. Just his eating habits, his t-shirts, his fashion sense, and just everything about him. He was sick of him. He was glad to get rid of Austin Theory, which Austin Theory started crying and called for Gargano. His dad is Gargano, basically saying, get up to the car, okay? And I'm glad you talked some sense to him and gave him, I think he gave her like $100 or something. And then she called him, yeah, you guys are crazy. We're going to take him to Chuck E. Cheese. So it's hit or miss with these segments. Some I think they're funny, but some of these things just sound really corny when it comes to the way, okay? Everybody I know is sick of the way. The way. Everrise rules. Discount Young Bucks win against, I didn't even know this was Brazongo since they look like astronauts or whatever stripper entrance they were doing this month. They end up getting attacked by Legado del Fantasma, which Everrise got away, but Santos Escobar took them out. And then he got in the ring and said, last week was not a sign of weakness. If you think it was that, and if you think that was weakness, this is what awaits you. So I guess they're trying to rebuild Santos' crew since they got killed by Killer Cross last week. Well, straight up murdered by him, let me say that. So, just dead. They were dead. So I guess I got to rebuild them now. He is the Cruiserweight Champion. But in the main event, we got Finn Balor versus Roderick Strong. Very good match, by the way. Roderick Strong has new music, sporting some other colors now. No more Undisputed Era colors and whatnot. So, very good match between him and Finn Balor. Very enjoyable. Probably the best match on this show. But I really did enjoy this. Balor ended up getting the coup de grace and the 1916 for the win. And as he got up and, held up the title, Adam Cole came out doing his little boom thing as Balor pointed the gun sign at him, two former Bullet Club members. So next week, the NXT title will be on the line between Balor and Cole, okay? One thing I will say about NXT before I go, and I know everybody's been talking about this for the past day or two, is this whole rumored night change. Now, I know some people wanted to say, oh, AEW beat them in the ratings, so NXT finally admitted defeat. No, they didn't admit defeat. It's only because NHL is going to be moving to Wednesday nights, given that USA is taking over the whole hockey thing, that, NBC Universal Sports is going down at this point. So that's why they're going to move Wednesday. They want to put NXT on Tuesday, okay? So I guess if this is all true, the so-called war, which some people wouldn't even call a Wednesday night war at this point, or the skirmish, or battle, or a scuffle, or however they call it. It wasn't even a war. It wasn't even a battle. It was a tiff, or scuffle, or disagreement, or something. Which, even I look at this whole Wednesday Night War thing is this. When it comes to the ratings in these shows, I just said it before. I know AEW got a lot of wins, and NXT had some wins too. What got me was when these super AEW smarks would complain about demographics and whatnot, because, NXT beat AEW 1 week, but we still got higher we got the demographic number. I've said this many times before. That don't mean shit. It never did. Who cares about the demographics? Literally. Who really cares about the demographics? I was like, take the L, you lost, move on. And even though, yes, they did win in ratings and whatnot, then again, it's not like any of these shows were really reaching 1 million that much, probably like 1 or 2 times. Y'all was fighting for 700, 800,000 a week. And do I think this will really change anything if both shows, have their own nights now? Not really. Maybe they'll get 1 million like once or twice, but I still see them being in the 700, 800,000 range. And everybody says, they're gonna grow. It'll be the same thing like every week. I'd be lucky if they get millions every week for both shows, but I don't honestly see that happening, and it'll probably still be in the same 700, 800,000 number. Maybe 1 million here, there, 2, or whatnot. And I'm sure people are, it's going to be Impact versus NXT now on Tuesdays if that happens. Listen, we all know that's not even a fair competition. Hey, I like Impact, but everybody don't get Access TV. They don't. And everybody's going to say, well, the Twitch numbers only have, what, 150,000, so they don't really have anybody watching woo-woo-woo and all that, okay? So that's not even a fair assessment. Either way, I'm going to watch both shows just like I've been doing every Wednesday night for AEW and NXT and doing back-to-back reviews and watching these shows back-to-back almost every week, okay? So this won't really make a difference even if they're on another night. I'll just do back-to-back with Impact and NXT. I flip a coin. If I choose one show I want to watch first, I'll watch that first or I'll watch the other one first. It depends on who. So if this thing is true and NXT is moving to Tuesdays, well, hey, it's a business move, okay? It's not because they ran from AEW or they admitted defeat. It's a business move due to the whole hockey NHL thing that's going on, all right? That's NBC Universal and their whole agreement over there. So USA wants to take over and they want hockey on Wednesdays, okay? So, yeah, that's what we got going on with NXT if they have moved the days and whatnot. So it's just kind of funny that I see everybody, oh no, they admitted defeat, we won. What did you really win? You didn't really win a war. You won a battle, okay? You long from winning a war, all right? I just stopped choosing sides. I just pick whatever show I want to watch. If I watch NXT first this week, I'll watch that first. If I watch AEW first, I'll watch that first. But yeah, ratings is ratings, but don't bring that demographic bull crap to me, because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, other than that, I'm done with this NXT review. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. And boom, I'm out of here. Done. See you next week.